Off the top at 6, the stage is set at the University of Miami, where the fight for Florida continues tonight with what could be the last debate for one of the Republican presidential candidates.
And ahead of the debate, Senator Ted Cruz getting a big endorsement from a fellow senator.
A lot is on the line this upcoming Tuesday. In fact, it is the all-important Florida primary.
And Local 10 News has live team coverage ahead of tonight's debate right here in South Florida. So let's begin with Local 10 News reporter Glenna Milberg. She's live inside what's referred to as the spin room.
A lot of people spinning already. Lori Calvin, the fight for Florida gets underway in just a few hours. That's figuratively. Whether that will be literal as well remains to be seen. But, you know, people are already early voting. So this debate before Tuesday's all-important Florida primary is really critical, especially for the hometown candidate, Marco Rubio.
Get out of here. Go home to mom.
Frontrunner Donald Trump expects attacks tonight, but at what tone is the question. Cell phone video of the latest clashes at his events don't faze him, nor it seems does the gathering collective attacks by his opponents.
This is the first day that states can go winner take all. So you're having a huge amount of delegates allocated in one day. Florida is going to decide, you know, a huge amount of fate for one of our candidates or all of our candidates, and can really shape the race one way or another.
I will campaign as hard as it takes.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio is behind in the polls in his home state on a must-win primary night, especially since Texas Senator Ted Cruz has won his state.
At this point, I think both Marco Rubio and John Kasich are going to have to look at the race and assess their prospects.
Cruz picked up his first Senate endorsement today. Mike Lee of Utah, a growing list of so-called establishment Republicans driving an anyone but Trump movement.
If you block, if your goal is to try to keep him from getting the delegates, then you're going to alienate a lot of people who supported Trump, and he has expanded the Republican base.
And tonight, a real-time look at with whom the interest lies in Google searches.
This election's the first time we've ever had minute-by-minute search interest. It's always been like a few days behind in the past. So what we can see for Florida is that Trump is consistently the most searched, but then it's number 2 and 3 places are really being fought out between Rubio and Cruz, which kind of reflects what's going on in a broader sense.
You know, if you've been in front of a television for any length of time, and we hope you are, you've seen the barrage of attack ads already targeting Florida, most of them against either Donald Trump or Marco Rubio. So tonight we'll see if that happens in a face-to-face format as well. I'm Glenna Milberg at the University of Miami tonight. Local 10 News.
Okay, Glenna, thank you. We turn now to our senior political reporter, Michael Putney.
Michael is also standing by right then at UM to bring us his perspective. What do you expect tonight, Michael?
Lori and Calvin, I think most of the attention tonight will be focused on Donald Trump. It always is. He demands the attention because of his bombastic style, the outrageous thing that he says, although he might be a bit more subdued tonight. But for me and for a lot of Florida voters, the focus is going to be on Marco Rubio. Can he pull it off tonight? A strong performance. Until 10 days ago, Marco Rubio was riding high in the polls and in the campaign. His campaign was all about issues and ideas and a conservative philosophy. Then, about a week ago, he suddenly got down in the gutter with Donald Trump. It got personal. He criticized Trump's hair, his spray tan, the size of his hands, and other body parts. That did not sit well with voters. Rubio, since then, has come in 3rd or 4th in every primary election. He can repair the damage tonight with a strong performance, but he has got a way to go. Look at this latest poll today from Suffolk University. It's got Trump at 36%, Rubio at 27, 9 points back. Ted Cruz 19, John Kasich at 10. I just asked Governor Rick Scott, is he going to endorse anybody?
I'm not going to make an endorsement before this primary. I'm going to leave it to the voters. I'll decide after that what I'm going to do. But here's what I believe. It's about jobs. I've said this constantly, that the presidential candidate ought to talk about what they're going to do to create jobs. It's the most important issue in our country. We've done it in Florida. We've added 1 million jobs. We need to do it nationally. They need to do what we've done here. Cut taxes, reduce regulation.
He is the jobs governor, no question about it. No matter what you ask him, it's always about jobs. Governor Scott, Lori Ann Calvin did say he thinks Marco Rubio has done a good job in the Senate. Back to you.
Okay.